What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, I want to give a shout out to LB of the Sports and Political channel of LB for going in on this clown. All right, please subscribe to his channel, the Sports and Political channel of LB. So, Jesse Lee Peterson is a guy that's been a thorn in our community side for a very long time. You know, this guy has been appearing on television since maybe the very, very late 80s. Donahue, shows like that. Maybe Sally Jesse Raphael. But he's been on television for quite some time. As hard as this is to believe, at one point, he used to be affiliated more with the pro-black community. But something happened. Something happened around the early 90s where he hooked up with this very controversial white pastor and converted to this weird sect of Christianity, where it's honestly, Jesse Lee Peterson, it's hard for me to describe this guy, man. You have to really watch his videos over the years of him making statements or his podcasts, and you'll get where I'm coming from. It's like there's something wrong with him, first of all. There's something wrong with him mentally. He comes across as psychologically, in and out of it at times. I don't know, man. Like he's on drugs or under some type of semi-hypnosis at times. I don't know. I really don't know what's wrong with the dude, man. But that's not to make an excuse for him. He is I would say outside of Larry Elder, the biggest buck dancer of all time. He is an Omega level coon, okay? Omega. Like, look, if Jason Whitlock and Candace Owens are like, Professor X and Magneto, well, Jesse Lee and Larry Elder, they are like Apocalypse and Jean Grey, Phoenix level, like on a whole nother level, okay? This is a guy that once said that slavery was a good thing for black Americans. This is a guy that said that white people saved us. This is a guy that said once that plantation work would be a great thing for young black men in this country. This is a man who obviously is a homosexual because he hates women. Because as LB said, this is a man who once said that a woman who orgasms is too much like a man, as if women are supposed to be sexually frustrated for their entire lives. I'm pretty sure any woman that he dealt with was sexually frustrated because, hey, Jesse prefers cock. So that makes perfect sense for him. This is a man that once said that one of the worst things that ever happened to this country was women getting the vote. Now, mind you, women have had the vote since, 1920? He sounds at times like a disgruntled and pixelated 86-year-old Confederate veteran. That's what he sounds like. Well, my pappy and my grandpappy, they preserved the slavery tradition in the South. The worst thing that ever happened in this country was Abraham Lincoln. John Wilkes Booth was a saint. My grandpappy would turn over in his grave and he saw we had women running for president and voting for president. My grandpappy wouldn't quite understand how you got niggers now walking amongst us. They behind in shackles and they're being enslaved. That's what this motherfucker sound like. But you know, one of the things about people like Jesse Lee is ultimately fate catches up with them. We always knew from listening to this guy that he was a fact. Boy, it's very hard to be too raw and not say what you're really thinking. We all knew that this guy was a word that rhymes with maggot. We always knew that. There's too many signs. And when he got caught liking gay porn on his Twitter, that was the smoking gun. Okay? Now you have this documentary out where people accuse him of grooming, accuse him basically for a guy that claims that he hates the gay lifestyle. This guy is the epitome of the gay lifestyle. Under wraps, behind walls and behind bars and all that shit. And he seems to have a proclivity toward the paler scale or paler complexion of men. You know, he's the worst. Honestly, he is the absolute worst. This is a dude. Now, this is a guy who I would love to see in courtroom in shackles, and I want to see the people who he worships so much, right? The people who he put on this pedestal go on the stand and tell other people that look like him and us how much of a scumbag he is, and to see the rejection on his face right before the judge enters the sentence of life imprisonment for being a pedophile, a pervert, a sexual molester, probably a sex trafficker, and just being an all-around piece of shit person. But anyway, that's my take on this. Tell me what you guys think.